Hi, welcome back. So now we'll discuss the organs, the part of the body, the negative emotions, and also the positive emotions that show up when these organs are in balance and out of balance. The element associated with these emotions, qualities, characteristics, and then some of the symptoms, physical symptoms that may manifest in relationship to these organs and functions of these organs becoming out of balance. The first one we'll discuss is the heart and the small intestine. So when the heart is in balance, you'll start to notice that you're feeling very passionate and creative, and there's a zest of life that you're very excited about, and the heart is open, so naturally you'll find compassion and empathy. When the heart is out of balance, it's going to manifest as hatred and cruelty and even impatience, even the inability to forgive. And so we look at the element of fire as really the igniting the fire, igniting the passion in our heart to open up so that we can lead from the heart. Like we mentioned in the last video, the heart is the monarch. The heart is in control. So we want to balance it in a way where we're feeling love and joy and compassion and empathy so that we can continue on a path of passion and purpose and live out our dharma. So the physical symptoms that are associated with the heart are going to be heart palpitations, arrhythmia of the heart, so not a natural beating of the heart, high blood pressure, in addition to chest pain or tightness through the chest. So a lack of ability to breathe naturally and fully. The liver, the yin organ, the eyes, and the gallbladder, the paired yang organ, holds a lot of, when in balance, it holds a lot of the planning qualities, the organizing qualities, the structure, the people that plan, and also the pushers, the people that get things done, right? They're your doers. And that can be really healthy. And also when out of balance, though, we can hit a chord of jealousy and envy and anger. And this can become a problem. The liver is our organizing unit. It produces bile, and it is in direct connection with the energy of the heart. And this element that's associated with liver is the wood element. So with the wood, there's physical symptoms that can be associated with this imbalance of the liver, and that's bile production, an increase in bile production, an increase in cholesterol, and also blood stagnation. So if circulation of the body isn't functioning, or maybe there's a lot of toxins in the blood, maybe that manifests as rashes or something like that coming out, then we're going to want to look into the energy of the liver and see what's out of balance. The third one is the kidneys. Kidneys being the yin organ, the bladder being the yang organ. And in addition to those two, also looking at the ears. And when the kidney energy is balanced, we are introspective, articulate, clever, even self-contained. Yet when we're out of balance, the kidneys located on the back of the body with the adrenals on top of them, well, it manifests as fear, and we see this show up in low back pain. So anyone who has back pain, you might want to start to reflect around the fear that's going on in the system. What are you afraid of? What are you not willing to let go of? What kind of pattern and limitation are you holding? That's not allowing you to release that fear and move from a place of love. So the energy associated with this, associated around the second chakra, is going to be water. We can think about that water and cleansing nature of water and the receptive nature of water, kind of washing over any of the fears that we might be holding on to into our body. And this shows up physically as a form of loss of sexual energy, loss of life force, vitality, nervous system disorder, the acidic nature in the body, and also like as a knot in the abdomen. Next, we have the lungs and the large intestine. So lungs being the yin organ and large intestine being the paired yang organ, in addition to the largest organ of our body, which is the skin. When balanced, we find a sense of control of our life, a knowing of what it is we're here to do, ambition, strength. We have that identified with the element of metal. If you think of metal, it's got a hard, strong quality. When out of balance, we can completely come down in our energy fields and experience depression. We can experience sadness. So grief is the major energy, especially associated in the lungs, that let us know that we're having an imbalance in that area. And this shows up as breathing issues, a decrease in oxygen, a constipation relating to the large intestine, our inability to release what we need to release, and also asthma, shortness of breath or inconsistency in the breath as well. And finally, we have the spleen, which is the yin organ, and the stomach, the associated yang organ, and the pancreas in addition, as it's close by. When balanced, we have a nurturing, generous, and thoughtful approach to life, not just with ourselves, but with others. When out of balance, we experience a lot of anxiety. We experience worry and mistrust in life and in the system. And so this element is associated with earth. And physically, this shows up as impaired digestion, difficulty eliminating waste produced by digestion. So again, having to do with that stomach and the way that we're able to digest life, how it's all assimilating, how we're handling it is a nice way to look at it. And so the major quality, what is the purpose of really understanding the organs and the emotions associated with it? So now we can kind of tap into this traditional Chinese medicine and see that the mind and the body and the emotions we experience, they're not separate. Everything is interrelated. And this goes back to the oneness that is yoga, union, unification. Seeing everything that is as separate together and finding connections to understand and gain insight about our life, our emotions, and how we can ultimately balance and harmonize all of the systems of our body for optimal health and well-being. So that's just a brief explanation of the TCM system. And we see a connection and a cycle of these energies from fire affecting metal, metal affecting wood, wood affecting the earth, earth affecting the water, and water affecting the fire. So noticing again that we have all of the elements inside of us, and if we're just concentrating on one and forgetting about how they affect the other, we're not really looking at the system as a whole system. So hopefully this helps to gain some insight and clarity on what's happening in your body physically versus what emotions you might be facing. And perhaps you can find ways to balance and harmonize the system.